Welcome, everybody. This edition is Strong Perspective Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Keith Armstrong, along with my other hosts, Jaquari and Damon Armstrong. This is Strong Perspective Podcast. What we're about having discussion, promoting conversation amongst adults, because we have women on here too, also. So, don't think this is just a male-dominated situation, because we all need to be heard. You feel what I'm saying? Um, Before I go into everything, we had Keith Barnes in the welcome, Keith. Welcome.
Thank
Before I
you.
go,
Hey.
before I go into this, the things that we go into, let me just do some house cleaning. Basically, our YouTube channel is called Strong Perspective Podcast. We'd appreciate it if you go to the podcast and like, share, and subscribe. Take it in. Pay attention throughout social media. You'll see different snippets of the kinds of conversations we've been having. We're starting to try to reach out to you guys. And go ahead and take the ride with us. We'd appreciate it. Go ahead and Corey, how you doing today?
I'm good, man. Maintaining my spot. Being who I am, brother.
Okay. Holding that spot down, huh?
As much as I can with both hands.
No doubt. Flute. Damon, how you doing today, sir?
Looking forward to the future, man. With me and my wife done did our job and we ready to do our thing. You know what I'm saying? And,
ready to do my thing.
And not feel guilty about it. You know what I'm saying? That's a struggle for parents, real parents. You know what I'm saying?
Look. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Keith, how you doing today, brother?
Hey, I'm doing great, man. This is a bright spot in a confusing week. So, yeah, I'm doing great right now.
Hey, look.
I can't wait to hear that story.
Go ahead.
Being your own boss, that's just how it is, bro. That's just how it is.
Yes, sir.
One thing I was thinking about throughout the week is we are all in a unique position. We are United States citizens, born and bred in this country. And when I say unique is we have gotten a taste of every part of this world that's possible, right? Successes, drawbacks, hatred, love, admiration, everything. You know, I'm not really trying to get to a point, but I wanted to say that because I was just reflecting on being born in the USA. Look, y'all thought I was gonna drink. Y'all thought I was getting ready to sing some Bruce, didn't you? It went through your mind.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I did. That's the first thing popped in my head. Now I can't get it out.
I'm proud to be an American.
No doubt.
Oh my God.
All right, let's just touch on this real quick. You three guys, right? We'll start with you, Keith, and then Jaquari, and then Damon. Being an American, what does it mean to you? I know you were a military guy, so your answer is going to be a little stronger. But go ahead, Keith.
Mine is kind of mixed, man. I'm because mine is my opinion of what it means to be American is the traditional thing. Okay, yes, I'm proud of where I'm from and everything, but it's a little deeper because I think of the Niji. I know we were always here before this was America.
It's real.
Our folks was here, so it runs deeper than that for me, just America. So I'm as an American, I'm proud to be an American. I think it's the country. What's unique about this country? I always think about it is Nikolai was the Khrushchev. Used to be the
Yeah.
leader of Russia. He made a quote one time that said, he understood why the United States was good at war. He said because war is chaos, and the United States, the way it's made up and run, is chaos. So we quick to adapt. So,
That's real.
and I know what he was saying was like it's a melting pot of ethnic groups, people, beliefs, religions, and all of that stuff. And somehow, this system that we have, everybody runs and flows through this system enough just to maintain the country. Because you
Yeah.
would think with that many different freedoms of expressions, we done tore the damn thing up by now.
No doubt.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt.
So that's where I am. I guess the short answer to that is, yeah, I'm proud of being an American, but just for those reasons, the flexibility and adaptability, and the way our people. I'm very proud of our people because of the way we adapted and adjusted. We are true survivors, man.
Yeah.
Wherever you throw us at, we figure it out.
No doubt. No doubt. Jaquari.
Man, I'm proud to be an American man, just because of the amount of times, man, I've fucked my situation and my life up, man. I've had opportunities to bounce back, man. You know what I
Okay.
mean? It's been times, man, where I felt like I lost every goddamn thing, and I looked at myself, man, and I talked to God, and I said, Lord, if you give me just one more shot, I'm gonna do it just a little bit better next time.
Mm-hmm.
Because me falling is inevitable, but you picking me up, that's gonna happen each and every time.
Amen.
Amen. Yeah, exactly.
Amen. What'd you say?
That's
What'd he say, Jaquari? Shoot your shot, man. Shoot your shot.
shoot your shot.
Yeah.
No matter how much I fuck my life up, man, you know, I always got another shot.
Oh yeah. Damon.
How the hell am I supposed to follow that, man? God damn, bro.
Well,
Real.
so what's on your mind? I mean, what does it mean for you to be?
I'm being political. Shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm standing my ground on some political aspirations. You know what I'm saying? I can't be wrong.
Let's
You know what
hear
I'm
it.
saying?
Let's hear it.
I just, man, but I'll say like this, man. I understand what my brother talking about. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what? The one thing, man, that I respect about him most is he take responsibility for his actions, and he take responsibility for, you know what I'm saying, what he present to the world, and that's what a real man does. You know, me personally, how I see things, man, is I think that everything is tribal, man, and it's not because we were designed to be that way. I think it's that way because we got influencers on our side trying to get in our ear and tell us certain things. So when I think about this country, man, I think about my ancestors, the ones that I knew. You know what I'm saying? My grandfather was a grinder, man. This dude was amazing at what he did. I don't think if you I think that if people knew what the type of man he was and what he did for his family and generation, you know what I'm saying? That's powerful, and they need to write books about that shit, man. You know, And that requires a man to think beyond himself. He just realized what opportunities that he have, and then he grind and see what comes of it. You know, how I see this country, man, is I'm disillusioned, man. I really don't understand it, but I raise kids who I talk to on a regular basis, and they say, "Well, hey, man, here's where the hopeful situation is," and that lets me know that, damn, they young and they optimistic and they inspirational, and my cynical way of thinking doesn't really affect them, man. So I see America in a great place, man. I see America with hopeful aspirations. I see America with the right people in place continue to lead the world.
Okay. If anyone looks at this and you think that we're trying to be patriotic in our responses, then you're not really listening to what we have to say. You want to find a reason to agree and disagree with each and every one of our what we have to say about it. Because as Keith alluded to, we were here. Now, if you don't want to give a damn, we touched down the same time that you touched down. We were just under lower circumstances, but on our backs, we kept this country alive. So that's pride. Not pride of being a slave, right? If you feel that's your lineage and all that. No, I'm not saying be proud of that. What I'm saying is being a human being. Because the one thing that I always say is two things. We as people are the most conservative community out there. And also the most optimistic, because we keep grinding, even though it feels like we're being spit on.
The stock we come from is the strongest, man. The shoulders we stand on are the tallest.
It's real.
Absolutely.
I think the one mistake we make is we try to single events out.
Mhm.
Like okay, and this is not a racial thing. The white community, they have what's called a generation gap. They basically say there's a generational gap, right? And that's because they got to the age where they feel as though, and I'm just saying let's be fair. We're going to do all the older folks, black, white, whatever. We get to a point where we don't have anything in common with the kids that we raised. No, that's good. You need to feel you have something in common with those kids. You need to feel that way. Now, the kids need to feel they have something in common with you. But, and we'll move on after I need you guys to answer this. And Damon, we'll start with you. What do you think is the disconnect when it comes to the generational thing? Because when we was growing up, we had a disconnect with our older generation too. What do you think is the thing that makes that happen? We'll start with you, David, and then Keith and Ginger Quarry.
I think that we get caught up with the understanding that there is a disconnect when really it isn't, because if you look at it, depending on the parents that's raising you, they give you good logic, they give you good understanding that you know how to navigate this whole thing. You know, but that doesn't lend to their voice. Nobody's listening to them. You know what I'm saying? They're working not underground, but they're working under the surface, man, to make sure that they maintain what they need to maintain, just like their parents did for them too. But the problem is, man, it's so much stuff that's out there, man. You think about when you were wrong, man. You was full of passion and vigor and all this stuff, man. You didn't think about life lessons. You think about what wins and losses. You know what I'm saying, but a loss could be a win, man, if you can bring that in and internalize it and say, okay, this is where I made my mistake, and plus my elder told me about to have a lookout for this. It's not like that anymore, man. Everybody just seems to think that they know. You know what I'm saying? But I would say this out of fairness, those young people who think they're because they get in the bag and they getting hurt and all that stuff, they think they have the knowledge. But just like the rest of us, man, they always come to the conclusion that, hey, I was wrong in that situation, and you have to own that shit. And I might have put some stuff out there that was not beneficial for people that I profess that I care about. You know what I'm saying? So you have to you have to not dissect, but you have to look at your life on the emotional scale and say, okay, what was the situation, man, that made me put out the wrong energy? You know what I'm saying? What was that made me put out the wrong energy? And that's personal. You have to address that. But that doesn't mean there's people out there that's listening to what you're saying in your message and taking it on, knowing full well later on they're going to have to deal with their own personal stuff too. And it's not helpful. You know what I'm saying? To the community at large, if that makes sense. Yeah. I'm saying everybody has to be responsible, man, for for lack of a better word, evil. They have to be responsible for that bitterness that they put out, because there are choices, man, you can make, and you have to be responsible for your actions, man, because that's what you're gonna be judged on, right?
Yeah.
Your actions. And I
So,
rambled, man. I apologize for that, but in my mind, it makes sense.
Yeah.
It made a lot of sense, man, because to me, it speaks of hubris, man. I mean, when you're dealing with people, what's your motivation in that situation? Is it to gain or is it to help out? You know what I mean? I think what you said, bro.
Keith.
Yes, sir. To add on to what Damon was just saying, conversations. And when I say conversations, I mean like family things. Cut off, put your phone down, come down at dinner, sit down at the table. We all sit down and have a conversation. I'm going to listen to it. We'll talk about our day, what went on, what we observed, especially if you have children. That's the focal part where the generation, the gap comes in. Have a conversation, listen to them talk about their day, and then discuss, get a feel of where they're coming from. How do they perceive what they observed? Then you have a conversation about it. If y'all remember, like I know you do, growing up, something as simple as your grandfather or your dad going out and he said, come on, ride with me. You get in the car, the truck with him, and he's going around, and you think he may not be doing anything real deep. But when you're talking, he's having a conversation with you. He's pointing things out. You see that right there?
Yeah, man.
This dude's crazy right here.
Right.
Yeah.
This kind of thing, he's doing that because those are life lessons that you pass to your sons and your daughters. You show them that. And on the other hand, people on the outside looking in, they see the connect. If it's your daughter, her and her dad is tight. She's with her dad a lot, or he's with his dad a lot. So that shows the bond, the family bond and everything. So I think that part used to be a lot stronger. Sit down, your grandparents pass down stories telling you about family members and where your family come from and why you are how you are. You remind me of your cousin, whatever. Those things, I think that getting away from that, you can blame social media, TV, or whatever you want to, but that bonding, that family time, that's huge. And I think it's so less of that now. It's created that gap.
Gotcha. Okay.
Good points, good points.
Jaquari.
Well, I think the gap could be possibly contributed to that, to access to things, man. I mean, our kids, they can pretty much have, the equivalent of what we have, you know, through things like social media, through, I mean, it's just too easy to get shit nowadays. It really is. I mean,
Isn't it supposed to be though, Jaquari? Not the
no, 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 no. I don't think it is, man. I mean, it's taking. I'm not quite sure how to put this, uh, and not sound like I'm hating or jealous or anything. But it's we didn't have opportunities for things like this back when we were growing up. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Access to virtual overnight success, just that shot. As many people are who are as involved in this process or whatever, man, there's still a chance that you could say some hot shit and pretty much blow up.
Okay.
It's fucking amazing, man. That didn't exist, when we were coming up. So that this thing being an option to them, you know, is kind of like I'm all over the place, man.
Oh, you
No,
still
no,
there,
you
man. Go ahead
No,
and
you're
finish.
Yeah,
actually where you trying to be. To be honest
Yeah,
with you.
yeah. Go
yeah.
ahead and finish up.
It's really wild for me to kind of describe it, man. Come back to me, bro. Come back to me. My bad. My bad.
Well, no. What you did was you made it to the point that it was understood exactly what at least to the three of us where
Yeah,
you were going with it. So I'm
I
sure
agree.
I'm sure everyone else would know
yeah.
or have an idea.
I
Because
hope so.
could I ask you something, Jacory?
Yeah.
On what you were saying, what I was getting was like what popped in my head was with social media, like years ago when we were kids, you would hear stuff and you could come back and ask Keith or Damon or your dad or somebody, what's up with this thing?
Mm.
But with social media, they're getting everything
Right then and
before
there.
you even get to say, before you even get to have a conversation.
Yeah,
So by the
right
time
then.
we see them, they doing something. You like, man, what the hell you doing?
And not only are they doing it and exposed to it, but they're into it.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're constantly playing catch up, trying to police what our children are into on freaking social media, and it could be anything. It could be anything, and we grew up, and we had extended family in the household who kept an eye on us, who made sure we wasn't fucking up too bad or whatever. But again, it's they have more opportunities for things, good and bad, you know, and more ways to get into those things, man, without us fucking knowing it. And
Well,
that's the thing that's created the gap.
You
okay.
think it forces you to talk about something before you because
Yeah,
you're doing damage control. You're like they ain't ready for it,
yeah,
but shoot, they in it now, so I need to go
yeah.
ahead and give them something.
And the worst position you could be in as a parent is finding out shit.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
like fuck, like And what I mean by finding out shit is not through them telling you or y'all having a conversation about it. Is was when you get called up to the fucking school or the police come by the fucking house. That's finding out shit to me.
Yeah,
And just to comment on that, Ja'Cory, and Keith can relate to this. Using my investigative skill prepared me for any surprises that come down the pipe. So when we're suspicious of our children, but we have no proof of it, some of us don't know unless they want to just be blunt, right? Some of us don't know how to at least inquire around that area to see if your child, especially if you're familiar with it. Let's use smoking weed, for instance, right? If your child is good enough, or using vape, because, vape don't have no smell, right? Just let every parent know out there, marijuana vape, the drops has no smell. So when we used to be able to, this is the PSA, when we used to be able to say, man, what is that, smell that loud? They getting a little smarter on us. But the thing about it is you ask around those questions. Because think about it. Even if we go to work every day, when we raise our children, we know something about them.
Exactly.
We don't know everything. We know something about it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
When you got a 50-year-old and he can't walk up a flight of stairs because he can't breathe, he's smoking or vaping. You know what I'm saying? You live life, so you know what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'll tell you.
I lost my balance. I fell. I lost my balance. Yeah, all right.
Look, I'm telling you like this here. Y'all know how I used to be in high school. I used to come in the house zooted. Man. Because people say they would start paying attention. I say, okay, let me be more smart. Let me be more clever, right? So I started using Visine and giving myself time to get my equilibrium and all that shit. I come in the crib, my old man look at me and say, here we go. All right, man. Let's go ahead and start the situation, man. Whatever, right? One time I got tired of it because I'm like, how does this dude, man? He don't know nothing, man. I'm doing my best to, to hide it from him. My mama pulled me to the side, man. She said, listen, man. Do you want to be a weed smoker or do you want to be a liar, man?
That's it. That ain't
do you
wild.
want to be a weed smoker or do you want to be a liar? Mm-hmm. I said, Ma, I don't know what you're talking about. She said, okay, first of all, me and you going to work on you not being a liar, so you're not going to start that shit with me. When you walk in the house and all your eyes are swollen and your face is swollen, we know you've been getting high, man. And when we ask you, you look at us in our face and you say, I ain't high. You know what I'm saying? How can I work with you? How can I, I know more about you than you know about yourself. You learning yourself. And I think that that was a pivotal moment for me because in it, when she asked me that question, shame came into the picture. You know what I'm saying? I thought I was so clever that I would lie and deny something only for my mother to say, what do you want to be, man? You want to be a weed smoker, you want to be a liar. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it was. And I had to think about that. That's personal. That's personal. You can't avoid that situation. She ain't say, hey, man, because I was like 17, 18 then. She didn't say, hey, man, you got to stop smoking. She was like, why lie to us about it? You know what I'm saying? That was her point. Why lie to us about that situation? Because that goes on to other situations, man. Where you might feel like you clever enough to be deceptive to your parents, man. And I think that's what
clever.
Right. And I think that's what most these young people are. They think they're more clever because they're more tech savvy and all that shit, but you're not. The one thing you cannot do is deny that parent that knows who you are, who raised you, and who was in your life. They looking at you and they see shit different. They're like, okay, he tripped. Okay, she tripping. You know what I'm saying? Let me see if they trust me enough to tell me the damn truth. You know what I'm saying? And that's where we at with it, man. And there's gonna be some people who get it the first time, and there's gonna be people that get it the 15th time. You know what I'm saying? But the main objective is to get it, understand. You know?
Yeah. Before we go any further, friend of the show, KJ Jones, what's going on, brother?
What up, bro?
KJ said with earlier conversation, he said we come from greatness. You're dead on, my guy. Let me I was trying earlier, if y'all saw me shifting around and looking, and because I was drunk or I lost something. But I wanted to put the question on the screen, but I'm being old and less computer savvy, so I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So what I'm gonna do is
what they call it? Self-deprivation, bro. You smart and savvy as hell, man. What you talking about?
I can't remember how to do this shit right now. That's old age, bro.
Don't say nothing about it. If you had to say
look, I saw this come across my feed, man, and I need just to not acknowledge it, but I need to get your guys' opinion about it. I'm scrolling through my social media feed on YouTube, and Fox News came up. And I saw this man talk about Donald Trump trying to get more black voters. So Donald Trump comes out with a sneaker. Please tell me y'all saw this shit.
A sneaker.
Yeah.
You talking about an actual shoe?
An actual shoe, shiny silver and gold with a T on it to sell in our neighborhoods.
What's the correlation?
And the reporter said that he came up with the shoe so he could be more connected with the black community. I don't know if this was a joke or not, but I'm actually looking at this thing, right? Then he said that Donald Trump wants the black community to know, because the black community, paraphrasing, the black community love their sneakers like they love their chicken and their watermelon. And he wants them to know that he identifies with them by selling those sneakers.
Man, you know what? One day the motherfucking aliens are gonna land, and I'm not gonna give a fuck. Because for real, I mean, I don't like, you know. But I say that. But if I see a brother walking down the street in a pair of Donald Trump shoes, I'm gonna punch him in his fucking face. You know what I mean? I
would think the same thing, bro.
I'm all over the place, man. I'm all over the place.
It's insulting. It's insulting.
It is, man. It is.
Yeah,
man.
that's all it is. It's insulting. Yeah.
I'm hoping. Let me put this out there. I'm hoping this is a joke. You understand what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
I really am, but I had to bring this up to you guys. So, Damon, we're gonna go. Go ahead. You finished your quarry. Damon, we're gonna go to you, and Keith, we're gonna go to you last.
Okay.
No, I was just gonna say, man, if it's not a joke, then I really need to start open carrying, man, for real. Because it's fucking bad, man. It fuck, man. Like,
look at the screen. So it is true. Oh man.
Holy smoke.
Wow, man. Hey, man, I don't even know how to respond to that bullshit, bro. I'm for real, dog. For real, man.
Let me do this, Damon. I want you to be outstanding. Jaquar, are you done?
Yeah.
All right, Damon and Keith.
hold on, man.
If you need to respond in hostility, do it because it's authentic. But if you don't, then that's cool too. But I did, like I said, I just brought up it. I didn't bring it up here to solicit anger and none of that. I'm just, in my personal opinion, it's insulting. But Damon, it's on you.
Bro, come on, man. That is the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life, bro. I mean, he actually did that, man. Come on, man. Bro, I don't have no response, man. I can't even believe that. That tells you what he thinks about black people and how we think, man. He has no clue of anything.
Or Damon, either he think we'll just go for anything.
Oh my God, bro. Hey, man. Hey, I said what I need. I don't even know how to respond to that bullshit, man. Straight up.
Yeah.
Keith, it's on you, brother.
Yeah, it reminds me of that. You remember that scene in Shaka Zulu when Shaka spoke to that white man and said, asked him, "How did you trap a monkey?" And the man asked, he told him, he said, "You put something shiny in a tube and let the monkey reach down in it." And he said, "Why don't the monkey let go of it and free himself?" He said, "Because he wants to, his greed won't let him let it go." And that's what they see with us. That's what he sees. That's what he sees. We just point us, show us something shiny. You see it in the media and all other places. They show us something. Now, the only thing that can make that whole thing worse is if some youngster gets up there in the NIL or something and jumps out on the court or field somewhere with them shoes on.
I protest shit maybe once or twice in my life. Let the brother do that. I'm gonna be at everywhere they go. Will be there talking about. Y'all see this shit?
Yeah. Look, if I'm coaching the basketball team, somebody gonna foul out. I'm going to the bench. I'm saying, you just hit this dude. Period. Just hit him. That's hilarious. And it's
now I gotta look that stuff up now, man, to see for my damn self.
But honestly, it's coming from Fox News, so I wasn't surprised they even ran with it. But the fact that somebody in his camp thought of that bull shit is amazing to me. It really is.
And spent good money on it.
Yes, sir.
And don't be surprised at what they look like. The person that come up with that idea.
I wonder how.
I wonder if Kanye designed them.
Oh my God! Hey, all right, man.
Please don't say that.
How much do they cost?
No, I don't know.
Did you see them, Keith?
I saw them. I did see them. They're shiny, glittery, shiny silver.
Mm-hmm.
They're silver with a big T on the side.
They look like superhero shoes.
Yeah, they do. That is hilarious to me, man. It really is. I think what Donald Trump represents is a knee-jerk response to feeling as though a community has lost control, right? Whether you think, and this is a good friend of mine who's a brother, he said that he feel all these charges against him was trumped up. And ain't that funny?
Yeah.
There were trumped up charges, right? And if they what he actually said is, why haven't they charged them for the insurrection if they really wanted to get him, right? And everything is circumstantial. It is what it is.
But is that not truly American thinking, though?
It is. I think that everyone's response to backing him is knee-jerk. Somebody said it's a knee-jerk reaction to the 8 years of President Obama. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to analyze that because it don't.
Oh my
me,
God, we be in silly season, man. That is the dumbest. I need to see that shit.
Yeah. I want to change up just a little bit, but not that much, because it's really this next thing is focused. No, first of all, any of you three men have something to bring up, because I don't want to just follow this to a T. I want everyone's. I want to hear what's in everyone's headspace. Anybody have something they want to bring up?
I say this, man. The one thing I've been paying attention to is how all the brothers and sisters, man, who are successful, who have a voice that people listen to, they are going to fighting with each other on Club Shay Shay. And I asked myself, should I be mad at Shannon Sharpe for that? Sure, I have. So not mad because I don't take it that serious, because I let foolishness, do what it do. But man, has that stuff caught fire, man? I mean, you got people who are actual friends with each other. You know what I'm saying? Getting on social media and just dogging each other out, affecting the bottom line, man. And I'm like, wow. Where is that voice, man? Let's say, man, do y'all see what you're doing? Because in a normal situation, man, if you know somebody messy in a normal situation, you don't deal with them, do you?
Mm-hmm.
You stay away from them. But here we are on this social media thing where people are so engrossed in it, man. They're like picking sides, man. Who the worst and who this and who that. And it's like, damn, dude, gossip and the bullshit. You gonna pick a side on that, man? What does that tell you about your life, man? What does that tell you about your life? I'm not finna pick Shannon's side, man. This dude, man, he making bank. He gonna make bank out of controversy and chaos and drama and bullshit. Then I, as a black man, I'm gonna stand to the side and say, I can't deal with that, man. I ain't gonna deal with that in my real life. You think I'm gonna deal with that? The soap opera type atmosphere? It's crazy to me, man. You know what I'm saying? And then once you watch this joint that be on there for like 3 hours and shit, this dude podcast be lasting like 3 hours, man.
It was the fastest 3 hours I ever seen in my life, though.
Man, that might be the case, bro. I get that. But you think about that time you spent watching that and breaking it down for you to pick a side. And it's like, why are you picking a side? And why are you even involved with it? Because it's not going to put food on your table, man.
That's real.
Yeah.
It's not going to pay your bills.
Yep.
So you got, so somebody got to, tap you on your shoulder and say, hey, man, I need you to take out the garbage, man, because you caught up right now. Is that simple?
Yeah.
Rabbit holes are addicted, though, man. I mean,
It is.
David, I wanted to ask you something right quick. Would you give him, Shannon, would you give him a pass, like he'll say, like he said with like when Cat was up there, and he said, look, I was sitting there listening to him, and I decided I'm going to just let him go. He said, I was going to try to ask him some questions and kind of break it down, but I decided, no, I'm going to just let him go. He talking, let him go. Does he get a pass by just letting the person go?
No, I'm going to tell you why you don't get a pass.
Damon, before you answer, give us a good answer. I want all of us to comment on it. But go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you why he don't get a pass, man. Because his main thing is how he was raised. You talk about his grandma and his sister and his brother and and how they had that integrity. He come up with all these good these good statements, man, that people repeat and all that stuff. And then you mean to tell me that you're going to sit back and let somebody spew that thing on your platform that you state to the world that you don't deal with? You know, he said, what did he tell my man Epps? He said, man, don't speak on my name. You know, I mean, don't speak on my name. You trying to find truth in what you feel like you can stand on, but you let Cat get on there, man, and they say all this stuff about all these different people, and then people that's really into that, they sit around and think about, well, man, I heard Hollywood was bad. There might be some truth to that shit. Really? Who has time to even engage that, man? That's my point. And him, least of all, because he stand on, well, my grandma used to say, or my granddad used to say, and he told these clever things and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, dude, man, you contradicting your image, man.
Look, you going at Shannon real hard right now.
You want to know why? Because when he talked about his family, I believed him. And in my mind and in my thought process, I was like, man, his grandparents were some clever people coming out of Georgia in the sticks. There was some real intelligent, smart, clever people. You know, and I believe he stood on that, but then he let the clown shit go by, and it's like, dude, who are you? You know what I'm saying? Are you what you stated all these years? Speaking on your grandparents and your loved ones, or are you this motherfucker who say, oh, hey man, oh, that person did that? Speak on that for a minute, man. Let me tell us about why that is. Come on, man.
All right, hey, Damon, go ahead and finish up real quick.
I'm finished, man. I think I made my point, and I stand on that.
Hey, Keith, since you asked that question, you're next, and then Jaquari, then you.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like he doing a great job of straddling the fence, because the likes, he's benefiting from it, so he don't want to shoot himself in the foot. But at the same time, yeah, you talking about other people that, and some of the people had already been on this show. So these were people that he said it. He said, well, you know, he's on my call list, on my phone. He's a friend of mine or whatever. So at some point, yeah, he could have intervened, and if he didn't, like, I ain't saying stop him, but at least say something that person said. So if someone's going in on one of you all, and they stating their opinion, and they speak on something that I heard you speak on, I can say, well, he spoke on that, and that's not what happened, according to him. So he told me this, and I believe that that part. And I can do that, but just sit back and just kind of let him go. I understood what he was doing, but I do understand, like what Damon was saying, that's contradictory to what you were saying, who you were saying you are, what your morals are, and what you stand on.
I feel that.
Because you can't say, hey, I'm this guy, I don't play this, don't do this to me, but then me and you boys, but I'll let them do it to you. So it's kind of contradictory.
Really?
Good point. Jaquari.
Well, yeah, I don't really know a lot about the situation, but you know, from what I did see, you know, he did have everybody, I believe, who Cat Williams spoke on the show previously, and he gave them all the same opportunities. I think he treated everybody fairly, and from what I believe to be a journalistic point of view, He didn't involve himself in in the story, and he let them all play out as they came. I think he would have been a fool to let any of those opportunities pass him by.
Exactly, I do.
I mean, he this is. I mean, I understand he's got his morals and upbringing that he stands on. I understand that, but this is his job. And I defy you to tell me anybody else who could have pulled these interviews off without any backlash. Doesn't matter who would have done this shit if there were this was a perfect storm of interviews.
It was,
and he was fortunate enough to get them all. So shit, whoever his people are that reach out for interviews, I think they did a hell of a job. And I think the way he approached his questions or the way he led into shit with each one of those people, I think he did his homework, and he stayed out of the way.
I don't think he did his homework. I think he just allowed people to talk.
Well, I mean,
and they were talking based on his previous interviews.
Yeah,
that's what Cat did.
So let me come in on this because you presented it. So I'm gonna even this thing out. You are absolutely right. The points you guys made were, in my opinion, the right points. But the thing that was left out was this. Shannon Sharpe has a podcast in which he wants people to tune in, right? Keith, you brought up a good point. And Jaquari. He had at least 4 of those men on there, 3 on there, and they spoke about Cat Williams, right? Except for Steve Harvey. He didn't do it. He didn't say anything about Cat. But they have a past, right? And this is not making an excuse for Cat, but everything he said on there, he said in the stand-up and other reviews for the last 15 years. But his excuse to come on the Shannon's show is to promote his tour, and it was a stand-up special. It was a free 3-hour stand-up special. That's how I see it. That's just my opinion. Now, your question, bro, Keith, how would I feel about Shannon? First of all, and this is not making an excuse for him, Shannon had no freaking idea that Cat Williams was so intelligent because what Cat did. I listened to it because I was driving home from North Carolina, right? And I needed something to keep me awake. I just ran it. You know how you got your aux cord in and all this. I said, oh shit, Cat, right? And I never listened to Shannon Sharpe ever to that day, and still hadn't listened to him since then. Right?
What name?
No, it's real. It's real.
Okay.
Because Shannon has drank the Kool-Aid. Shannon is an entertainer now, in my eyes. That's not a bad thing. It's just Jaquari said it's his job. And Keith, you and Damon was like, y'all was spot on. Like, yo, you gotta take some kind of responsibility. No, he don't. And he wasn't going to do it. Right? And Cat preferenced it. He said, hey, you allow, remember what he said in the beginning?
Yeah.
You say, you allow these men to come on and talk about me. I'm wondering if you're going to let me do the same.
Right.
And Shannon said, oh, yup.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Have at it, Sean.
Anybody on this panel ever been in a situation where it get back to when you're good friends that, man, this dude was talking shit about me, man, and you ain't defend me, bro?
I'm going to tell you, Damon, really? I'm sorry, Damon.
That's personal.
That's not fair because none of them guys was his good friends. None of those guys was his good friends. He had no dog in the fight with those guys.
Okay, well, what about integrity though? Because that's what he stand on. Integrity.
and
Matter
I
of fact, he invoked his grandma and his
I
granddad and
I
his
get
sister and all that.
that.
That's what he stand on. But hey, man, it ain't me gossiping. They gossip. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm gonna let them speak their mind because it's about my bottom line.
Because guess what?
So are you about your integrity, man, or are you about your bottom line?
Hey, look, Flu, think about this. Every one of his guests that came on after Cat Williams had beef with somebody and came on.
Right.
So that's what Shannon became.
Yeah.
That's what he became.
Right. Somebody called.
That's where he eat at now.
Well, listen.
Yeah.
Here it is. I see you, bro. I see you, KJ. But here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. You know what I'm saying? I think I heard somewhere where he got mad because somebody said he was Wendy Williams. May she recover and be in
DL
good
Hughley
health.
said that. Yeah.
DL said
May
that.
she recover and be in good health. But okay, is that the lane you want to be in, bro? With the understanding that what you present or project to the world is that I was raised by a good grandmother and a good grandfather, and my sister is my best friend, and so on and so forth. You have to decide, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, when people was saying, when Cat was saying this, he said, "Hey man, I don't agree with what you're saying, but you know what? I understand how you feel. I understand you feel that way." You know what I'm saying? That gives people the opportunity to say, "Well, my man, he ain't on board with this. He ain't playing that role. He ain't trying to, you know." I mean, look at the fallout from that, man. You had my man.
This is Kool-Aid right here. This was
You had my man.
But what about journalistic impartiality, man?
Right. Look at Mike Epps. Mike Epps had nothing to do with that. He wasn't even talked about. So he go on stage and he go there. You know what I'm saying? To the point where Shannon like, man, hey man, when I see you, so and so forth. And it's like, oh my God.
There you go. That's my thing right there. That's what I was saying.
But it's comedy
now you see how it escalates. And then Mike Epps got on there and said all kinds of degrading things and it ended with allegedly. You know what I'm saying? So he won't get sued and shit. And then a couple of weeks later, his people offer an apology
because he wanted to come on the show.
Right. Yeah. And that's what I'm talking about, the length, man. And the people that's really in control, they're looking at that stuff and they're like, oh, okay, we know how to push the buttons. We know how to trigger them now. We all can get money from that. But they're not losing their integrity.
No doubt.
They're not losing their integrity. They like figuring out how to monetize this shit, man. And they say, hey, man, we're going to give you this bag. But you think you think as popular as Shannon is, he broke all records, man, on the internet. You think he gonna be the same? He gonna get the same money as Pat McAfee, man?
It makes no difference because what we say earlier, man. Look, you make a great. He's not gonna get the same money on ESPN as Pat McAfee. But here's the crazy thing: he don't need it now.
He's creating.
He don't need it now.
If it's flash in the pan, if it's got fucking legs, it's his shit.
Yeah.
He may end up with a TV show.
It's his shit.
And Damien, and you make look. I'm laughing about that because it's hilarious, but you're making a great point about this because that's Shannon. You know, everybody jumped on his side, and you mentioned this last night. Everybody jumped on board with him when Skip sunned him and all that, even though he was working for Skip and he was trying to stay there. No, that's the truth. They say, oh, yeah, we're partners in this. But no, Skip hired him. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it is, everybody felt bad for Shannon because Skip minimize this man with this great career, this all of this, right?
Yeah.
And Skip only said what he said, and it was impactful, not because if Skip, he and Shannon was on the same level, none of us.
I would dare say that Shannon was carrying that show, bro.
No, I'm not talking about talent wise. I'm talking about Skip hired Shannon. You know what I'm saying? Or had the last approval of it, right? And I'm not saying because Shannon spoke up. It wasn't like he punked him, right? But the thing about it is, we all saw, like you said, we all saw that Shannon was carrying that show, right? And Skip told him, "Fuck you."
Put your glasses back. Oh my God.
Everybody, look. I'm not siding with the man, but everybody was like, demonizing Skip. But everybody been around that motherfucker at work. Who, yeah, they are who they are, but I am who I am, motherfucker.
Oh, he definitely did that.
Like shit, and I don't give a fuck if he never fucking played a goddamn quarter of professional basketball. Hell, Larry Merchant ain't never fucking boxed around in his fucking life.
Yeah.
No.
Exactly.
But his motherfuckers live and die on his goddamn opinion, though.
It's everybody, but Money Mayweather. But go ahead.
Yeah.
But I'm not.
Mike Tyson,
I'm not cheerleading for Skip Bayless, though. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That shit consistent.
That shit is getting way down in the weeds, man. You come on, man. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I would have done shit different. That's just me.
Look, I tell you what, Fluke. Let everybody know what we talked about. What you felt if it was our program. And I'm not talking about shitting on Cat. I'm talking about how you felt about what you would have done if it was on our podcast.
For whatever it's worth, man, we would have never let that shit go, man. It wouldn't have happened. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't have sit back and just let somebody just go in on 100 goddamn people and been like, okay, that's how you feel. That's cool. We've been like, come on, bro. Really? You know what I'm saying? Are you taking the opportunity, man? Because you think about it in this way, man, in this aspect. And this is where my man makes sense to me. The brother, I forget his name, man. Was #1 pick, and he got his own podcast. And
Cam Newton?
No, Kwame Brown.
Kwame Brown. Oh yeah, Kwame. Yeah.
Kwame. He explained this shit, man, so damn that made sense to me. He said, you sit around and you talk shit about a person, man, that you don't even know, just in your opinion, because you want to get views and you want to get likes and all that bullshit. You say this shit, but the people that you in contract negotiations with, they throw that shit, they bring that bullshit into your contract negotiations, man. And it has nothing to do with it, and it costs you money. You know what I'm saying? Stephen A. kept calling, man, he is a scrub, he's a bum, he is that. You know how many millions of dollars Kwame lost, man? Because Stephen A. was saying that shit?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, okay. Do we accept that those of us, man, who are inspired about having a good life and all that stuff, do we accept the world is a dog-eat-dog world, man? Or do we realize that, man, you know what? There are some of us who think the same, and we need to talk with them people, and we need to, connect with those people. Whereas this people talking about how the hell Stephen A. is going to talk about somebody playing basketball in the pros, man. He has no idea or any kind of concept about what that shit is like at all. He has no idea what it takes to maintain being on that level year in and year out. He does in the journalistic world. In the journalistic world, he does. But in that world that he's making comments about, dude, you have no bit. Jalen Rose said, "How you gonna call this man a scrub?" And he spent this many years in the NBA. You know how many jobs that is, man. Everybody can't do that, but Kwame did. But you're gonna call him a scrub? Okay, so in true definition, Kwame Brown is a scrub with I don't know, is it like 400 plus people in the NBA? Kwame Brown is the 489th best person in the world.
Man, he played a minute. He played a long time.
You understand what I'm saying? No matter what you think about this brother, he is in the top 400, bro. And you have the nerve or the audacity or the unmitigated gall to say that this man is a scrub.
You know what they did was they knocked the fact that he was a scrub as an NBA player because he was the #1 pick for the Washington Wizards. That's how they qualify it, which is horseshit. But go ahead, man.
I'm just saying, man. Are you really qualified to make that statement?
No.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the truth and the reality in it. You know what I'm saying? When people start making these comments, making these points in about these professional guys and all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? The real average person who knows the real truth should be like, really? Are you really saying that shit right now, man? And you don't have any idea what the hell you're talking about? We don't do that. It's like, man, he lost in the semifinals against so and so such and such, and he only scored 28 goddamn points. And all he had to do was just hold the ball and not travel. But he traveled and he pivoted, he traveled and he lost the game. So he a scrub. Are we really saying that shit, man?
It's a human condition, man, where when it comes to professionals, see, I've always felt like this. I'm not gonna sit there and just agreeing with you, Damon. How dare I say, oh man, he's not worth such and such million. What the fuck does that mean?
Right.
What does that mean? He's not worth this. When it's not coming out of my pocket.
Exactly.
Like it. So you talk and see, that's when I have to cut my friends off when they talk about it. Like everybody has their opinion. You're a fan or you have experience and you have your opinion about it. I'll sit there and listen to it all day. We can debate a little bit. I'll listen to it all day. But when you bring up this man is making, what the fuck does that have to do with anything?
That man accomplished one of my dreams, man.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Exactly.
Yes, sir. And look, and it has nothing to do. Look, I see guys who are legends. I'm 59, who are legends that my age, I see them as scrubs, right? Because I'm a competitor more than anything. You feel what I'm saying? So I will give them what they accomplished. So I'm not a jealous type of person because I'm a basketball person. Just to stray off a little bit, right? But it's amazing how Stephen A would hammer his points in. I don't give a shit about Stephen A.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like him. I don't dislike him. You see what I'm saying? But the way that he hammers his point is he brings up people's salary. And what that's nothing but a technique to encompass people. The middle class all the way down to the poor folk. What? He's making $45 million a year and he missed that layup? What the fuck does him making the money?
Hell,
what the fuck does him making that money have to do with him missing that layup?
Because Americans as a society, man, are trained to think that we are so perfect at our jobs that how dare this motherfucker that's making millions of dollars
Yeah.
miss the simplest shot ever fucking created when I got to stand on the line and press this button, making $25 an hour, god damn it, and I got the carpal tunnel, and you know my knees is fucked up from standing on this concrete. And this motherfucker can't hit a layup. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Hey,
Son of a bitch.
And here's the thing that's crazy. Here's the thing that's most crazy. And then I'm just speaking from personal experience, man. I can remember the 2 times in my goddamn college career, man, where we were on defense and I broke out because my man got the rebound and he threw the ball to me. When that mother threw the ball to me, right, and I'm by myself on the other side, half of the court, and when he threw the ball to me, I saw that shit and it was like in slow motion coming down to me, right? Now I made the shot, but I fumbled the ball when I first got it. You know what I'm saying? I fumbled the ball and almost traveled when I first got it because in that situation, I was by myself. You feel what I'm saying? I was by myself. And I'm like, do you understand what was going through my head? I'm like, man, I'm thinking about 360 and backwards alley hooper double pumping and shit.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about that and catching the ball at the same damn time. You know, and my teammates laughed at me because I was like, man, that shit almost went out of bounds.
You almost fucked it up. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You almost fucked it up.
Yeah.
Wasn't nobody there with me.
Yeah.
You gotta
But
laugh.
nobody there with me. So you got a motherfucker like Skip Bayless sitting on the man, he should have did this. Motherfucker, you don't even understand what I just described, man, because you've never been in that situation.
But okay. In all fairness, and I want your 3 opinions about this shit. Skip Bayless is Charles Barkley in white skin. Even though Charles Barkley was a dog on the court.
I'm about to say it's different, bro.
No, hold on. But Charles Barkley still says some of the dumbest shit.
Charles Barkley was a beast, dog. He could talk shit. He got cachet, bro.
Can he be wrong? No. I'm sorry. Can he be wrong when it comes to basketball?
He can be wrong. We can have a difference.
That's what we're talking about. And this is not trying to bail out Skip Bayless. I'm saying to you, I got just as much. First of all, I got just as much contempt for Charles Barkley as I got for Skip, because when Charles Barkley said on national television, when I was in Phoenix, this is what, 8 years ago? When I was in Phoenix, we used to say the N-word all the time in front of my white friends, because it didn't mean nothing to me. Charles, are you fucking kidding me? Now, you can say, throw this in real quick. You can say that word don't mean anything. But the majority of the audience, that word did mean something. This is why I put them in the same category. But go ahead, Jaquan.
Keith, I mean, you know, in the privacy of us, man, I've said some wild, offensive shit, bro.
And how many times have I said, bro, come on, man. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, but that shit was still funny.
No. I get it. But hey, Charles was serious, though.
What'd you say, Keith? Hey, N-word. Quit saying the N-word.
You acting like N-word.
No. First of all,
we got to be honest about that, bro.
No. Hold on. So y'all know that I don't say that word. Y'all know that. Y'all know I don't say the B word since we was kids. You know what I'm saying? But I got my own reasons why I won't say it. But look, when you said it, I wouldn't be like, man, what's wrong with you? Trying to check you. No, that's my choice not to say it. And I've always told you guys why I didn't say it. You feel me?
I use those words to offend people, man.
Real talk, man.
I do.
Yeah.
Real talk. Or,
Hey.
or express how you feel about a situation.
Okay.
It is what it is.
So since we're here, how about what early 2000? We're going to take that word back and we're going to bury that word. Or no, first it was bury the word, right? And then the younger folks at the time, oh, that don't mean nothing. We're gonna embrace it. What do you mean embrace it?
It ain't never been that.
Come on, man.
Hey man, look, you.
I've been with my wife.
And it's all
I've been with my
personal
wife
preference
going on
now.
40 years in October. I've never called her a B word. Ever.
But you know, that's all personal preference. If you good with that, I'm gonna tell you that I don't like it. Especially when it comes to the B word. Now, when it comes to the N word, you know, people, young men have been saying it forever. And they made themselves, in my opinion, believe that it was okay for them to say, yeah, come on, man. Is that not some bull crap right there? But it is what it is. But the B word, no sir. I never tolerate it unless I'm on a basketball court when I'm a young boy on the basketball court and I don't like the dude across from me. I'm gonna call him that. I've done that.
No. Hey, remember that time, man?
I ain't calling no woman that, but go ahead.
Remember that time we was playing, Keith, in the summer league, man, and I was like, y'all please get off the goddamn court. You was like, hold on. Hey, Flo, do you feel like fighting all these motherfuckers over here, man? So, no, man, I'm just bald. He said, man, say sucker, chump, or whatever, but do not call this man the B word. You remember telling me that?
We was in the summer league, and one of the best summer league in the country at the time, right? But we was in the hood in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Right? And that word was a fighting word. Where we grew up, Keith, we threw it around all the time when we was on the basketball court, on the football field. Threw it around all the time. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But then I came up to Pittsburgh and I heard somebody, this is the funniest shit. One of my teammates called another dude on the other team that word. And they started rumbling. My dumb ass was like, what they fighting for? Hey, but because Keith, I'm telling you, we used to look when we was in the competitive situation.
Oh yeah.
Other men, we called them that. We did.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. It rolls off. It's not even personal. You just saying it. It's I that thing with Charles Barkley you were talking about. What I figured out about Charles Barkley, the way I'm all right when he say crazy stuff is that he needs to be accepted. He loves to be in a group, included. So he'll take that to be included in the group. I'm in the NBA and me and my friends, and we get together and we play golf and that means a lot to him to be included.
That's real.
He hurting like hell right now because he can't go to the cookout at Jordan's house. That hurts him.
No, that's real.
That hurt him like his wife left him or something.
Marco,
Exactly.
I was just doing my job, Marco.
Yeah, Charles Oakley rolled it up, told him what Charles Oakley told him. It ain't gonna happen, man. Let it go.
Let it go.
You ain't invited to no more cookout. And I was laughing because I was like, yeah, that's what's wrong with this dude.
Yeah.
So
that's a tight circle though, man. I mean,
yeah. They was tight for a minute. You know what I mean? Until Barkley became a journalist. You know
exactly. Because my whole point when he was saying, I gotta tell the truth, and I was saying, you don't have to say anything.
You don't
You
have
ain't
to
never been a
say
team owner.
word.
You could have just said, I ain't never been a team owner. But they not winning right now.
Yeah.
But so I can't say if he's not doing a good job or what, but they not winning. He could have left it alone.
Yeah.
But that's the chance that you take as a former pro athlete turned commentator. You know, are you going to be a journalist or are you going to be, you know, color?
Yeah,
And you can be color and a journalist at the same time. Because if you tight with somebody who don't really mess with the press, but want to go through you, then you put on your journalist hat. Other than that, hey, talk about the game.
exactly.
Talk about the game because we know you know the game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We know you know the game. Just talk about it, man. That other stuff, you know.
Yeah. Or put it on yourself. Hey, if I believe if I was in that position, I would do whatever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you what.
I don't know though.
That's why I fuck with Michael Irvin, man. Michael Irvin, you know, he talk about the damn game.
Yeah. But with the Skip Bayless thing.
Mike is one of them old drunk uncles. He be on that.
Yeah,
I told him this. Hey, you know.
That's it. That's it. It's fun though. Like shit.
But yeah,
and the thing about it is,
how Michael Irvin talk.
Mike will break it down now. He
Mike talk about being a champion, man. That's what he talks.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He don't talk about anything else other than that.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
You know what I'm saying? Mike is that dude walk up to you, man. If you drop a pass, he walk up to you and say, "Do your job, man."
Yeah.
That's Mike.
We got to have that, man.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then that's far as it goes with him. He want to win. That's far as he want to go.
Yeah.
It ain't nothing personal with you or none of that other stuff.
Yeah. Now we know why Dallas won 3 championships because of that brother.
Oh yeah. No, he was a grinder, is what he was.
Mm-hmm.
We say, man can't keep up. He'd be like, gotta go, man. We gotta get rid of him. Gotta go.
But look, I want something I want to touch on with Skip Bayless, and it's hilarious. Me and my brother laugh about it. As little and frail as he is, that cat will stand on what he say.
He will.
You come on the show, Terrell Owens, all of that. They sitting right at the table. He looking right in the eye.
McKee,
And say the same stuff right to him verbatim.
How the hell he gonna criticize the third best wide receiver in the history of the NFL? Man?
That's what make it hilarious.
You know what made it bad is Michael Irvin won. Terrell Owens won when him and that confrontation. He actually won. You want to know why people think Skip got the upper hand on him? Because was it Fox or ESPN Skip was with at the time?
It was ESPN, I believe.
ESPN then, yeah.
Because Skip made it seem like ESPN was backing that whole Terrell Owens thing.
Yeah.
But it was only Skip.
Mm-hmm.
But, and ESPN, all they care about is the ratings, bro. This is why Stephen A is still there. You understand what I'm saying to you? Because everybody, whether you like Stephen A or not, I have no opinion about him, but whether you like Stephen A or not, Stephen A bring people.
Yeah.
Come and watch. This is why his podcast, even though he gets on there, now he done got comfortable now.
Yeah.
Stephen A is talking cash shit on his podcast.
That's his space.
But the funniest shit was he was always been politically correct, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that podcast, when that podcast started, cha-ching,
when they call him a man a fat bastard.
He calling Jason Whitlock, you're a fat bastard.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That shit was so fucking hilarious, man.
And you tell me I apologize to my pastor before I can
That's what I'm saying. That's what made it funny, man.
No. What he say? I went to my bosses.
Yeah.
And I told them what I was going to do, and they gave me the okay.
Yeah. They told me to cut you out.
Yeah,
Man,
yeah.
that was crazy as hell, man. And my man, you know,
I don't like him, man. Go ahead, Damon.
Jason Whitlock.
No, I don't like him. I don't like him.
Man, here's the thing, man, that made me respect Jason. This is what made me respect him.
Don't give
When
a
he
fuck.
came as Stephen A, and he was talking about Stephen A's book. That dude did his homework, man.
He read the motherfucker.
I'm gonna tell you.
He
the crazy
did his
thing.
homework, bro.
And really and truly, as much as I didn't like him, what he did, he didn't convince me, but his argument was fucking immaculate.
Man,
Yeah.
bro, because he
was-
didn't pull nothing out of his ass.
Yeah,
He was standing on what Stephen A had said.
what he said. Yeah. Yeah.
So my man is a true journalist, man.
Hey, Fluke. That's why he called him a fat bastard.
And that was a confirmation. Stephen A's response made me wonder how true was it. Because you could have just said you're lying, but
when my man got through, I was like, "But goddamn, Steve!" I thought Stephen A was some type of ball. And when my man was through, I was like, "Well,
shit. Oh shit.
Now I give Stephen A some credit, man. You know, he got hurt. You know, we know how it is, man, when you get hurt and all that stuff. Stephen A might have been that guy, man. I give him that. And plus he played at the same college that my nephew played at, so I'm a fan.
I got to give it to him, right? But I'm saying is, I saw him shoot that jump shot. That neck, he ain't got no moving on his neck, man. I'm like, come on, dog, stop that.
It probably been years since he shot a jump shot.
Exactly.
Man, what's Stephen A? What, 55?
I think he's a little younger than me. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he is 55. Yeah.
Come on, how many 55-year-old motherfuckers that get knocked down and shot like that, man?
I'll be running into him now. I'm telling you.
I saw that, man.
No. Go ahead, Fluke.
I think, man, Stephen A, man, they judge him because, he wasn't D1 and all this stuff, but he made it where he made it, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to give him credit for that, bro.
I think mostly, but just to be fair, especially the guys who played basketball, Stephen A didn't complete a year at Winston-Salem. You know what I'm saying? And what they're saying is, well, damn, you criticizing and all this, and you were saying it earlier, but you don't really know. You telling me about your high school experience?
He don't.
He on the Al Bundy stuff, huh?
Yeah.
He don't know the attrition, huh? Hey, man. What's my man's name? Oh, shit. It's in my mind that fast. I can't even think of my name. Y'all go ahead.
All right, well, look. Let's do this, man, because we're an hour and a half in here. I'm going to give you guys this next. And we're going to try to squeeze 2 in depending on your answers. But really 1, because this is kind of meaty, and I want you guys' opinion about it, right? Tell me what you think about what I'm about to say to you. And you guys are familiar with this because I sent it to you. Africans in the country of the continent of Africa, all the different countries, correct? They have been around for 7 million years, right? Europeans can trace their lineage back to 4,500 years. What is your first impression about that? And we'll start with you, Fluke, then Keith and Ginger Quarry.
Well, it all boils down to people's lineage and past history, man, being erased or hidden. It's obvious that fact is happening, But when you think about it in terms of legacy and how we are as a people nowadays, man, where does the smartest person exist? Smartest person exists out of Africa. You know what I'm saying? What lengths do you go through to hide that fact? You know what I'm saying? We as African Americans, African people, whatever, we can stand on something. And what we can stand on is that the beginning of humanity, who discovered fire, who discovered the wheel, who discovered this, who discovered that. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is, man. It's all about discovery. Whereas somebody coming in the last minute and trying to take uh, uh, responsibility, taking whatever in that aspect, we can prove that point, as opposed to you know the white race trying to say that black people are not intelligent. That's a lie. You know what I'm saying? If you just look at it based on what it really is in terms of humanity, you can't make that argument, because if what you say, Keith, they was here 45 years, we was here 7 million years. Did they invent the wheel? Did they invent writing? Did they invent religion? No, they didn't. Just on that simple fact, in terms of moving forward, because the original people, man, had to survive what? They had to survive saber-toothed lions and bears and
Oh
all
my.
these different people. He said, "Oh, lions and bites the tail, but lions, tigers, and bears on my."
Did it
That was
all.
appropriate too. That was appropriate too. But when you think about the heritage and what transpired moving forward, man, who invented the wheel? The first people. Who invented mathematics? The first people. Who invented all these things? The first people. You know what I'm saying? And if you think about who we are as a people, were we this conquering brew? You know what I'm saying? How many African chiefs conquered shit outside of Africa?
Well, the Moors went into Europe and actually turned Europe around.
Yeah, they went into Europe, but that was like in the what 600s.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's all about whatever. But my point is, when you think about intellectually, you got to look at where it started at, man. Who created the first wheel? Who discovered fire? Who discovered burying people in the ritual aspect and all that stuff? Black people, man. You know what I'm saying? So there's no way that you can dispel that or take it away. You can try to convince others that that's a fact, but when you look at it in terms of who was here longer, that stands. That stands the test of time, you know. And then you look at the effort that's put in place. Like, I forgot that dude name that's in Egypt. He's a guy who just who does that type of work, man. He's like, uh, pediments, this and that, and it wasn't black, and it's what and this and that. Motherfucker, you are Arab, man. You're not.
Of course.
Egypt.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying?
They're trying to claim the country that they took. But go ahead.
Right, and they're chipping off noses, and they script, they chiseling out artifacts and all that stuff to prove, because you want to feel like you are that culture. You trying to erase what really happened, and that's the sad thing about it. The sad thing about it is, dude, if you look at it, you still a part of it. But because you racist, you can't see a black skin being that lineage that that is that. And why is that, man? Why are you so on your shit about not making Egyptians black? Come on, dude. That's the continent of Africa, man. The hell are you talking about? And people that had sense say, well, Africa, Egypt was invaded by all these different people. That's where the color line. That's why it don't look black anymore. and you're the only country in the world, in the continent of Africa, that was white, where the rest of the continent of Africa was black. Really?
Go ahead.
Just
That's funny.
make
That's
it
funny as hell, man. But go
right.
ahead.
Make it make sense, man.
Yeah.
So when people like us, who look like us, who trying to find an identity, man, we don't. Are we really confused by the 52 pickup, the bullshit?
I don't think the majority of us care though, dog, to be honest with you.
Right. I don't think we care, but I'm just saying, man, it's all about propaganda, man.
Good
You
point.
know,
Good
it's all
point.
about propaganda and who people want to support. You got Gaza. Come on, man. That
No,
shit breaks my heart, man, every time because I pay attention to it. Because I am willing to pay attention to atrocities. The Congolese, the Palestinians, man, do you see what's happening? And we talking about the babies, man. I look at the Palestinians and I'm saying they bringing babies to the hospital who done had gunshots wounds to the head.
Mm.
Who does that, bro? Who try to justify that? You know what I'm saying? So my humanity supersedes my color. White Palestinian baby come to the ER with a gunshot wound to the head because of a sniper. That is atrocity. That is fucked up, bro. And it's like, how do you expect me not to pay attention to that shit and hold on to my humanity? You know what I'm saying, you expect me to ignore that shit and still feel like my humanity is intact? That speak more values about you than me or people that look like me.
yeah. Well, look.
Yeah.
Let you make great
I'm
point.
sorry I
Elegant
lingered,
point.
man, but
No, you
I'm
didn't
just, I'm just
linger
thinking about it as it goes through my head, man.
because what we were doing was you was going into a great subject, but we were straying away from the question. You feel what I'm saying? Because
Yeah, I
what
did that.
I want you guys, and great point all the way around, dog. I just want you guys just to talk about it because this is another one. I only got two I want to talk about. The one before and this one right here. Keith, what do
Mhm.
you think?
Um, Short answer. Okay, it's some truth to it. The truth part of it is, uh, we all started on the continent of Africa. All of us started, including white folk. That's even in the Bible. We all started at the continent of Africa, and it's different tribes, different people, different uh, everything. And what they'll do, what the trick is, when you say Africa, some people first thing they think about is the landmass, and they're tied the complexion, the melanin in with the landmass. So if you dark complexion, you got melanin in your skin, you in you're African. And I'm not an African. We're not Africans. The Africans know we're not African. The proof is like with Nelson Mandela and all those other leaders. Don't you know? As long as we've been here, and we've been in we know the inner workings of this country because we built it. We know it from the technical end all the way down to the hard labor end. And none of them ever said, "Hey, brothers, take that knowledge you got and bring it back home, and we can get together and do something here. Y'all come on back home." I've never heard it. It may have been said. I haven't seen it written in a book. So that point I want to put out. They'll do little slick things. Middle East is something new. They built that Suez Canal through there.
And that's when they started calling the Middle East.
That's when they called it the Middle East. Before,
It,
all of that was Africa.
it was Africa.
So starting from there, Europeans, they've only been there 4,500 years. Okay, I'll agree with that. But they came over there and got that Europe. It became Europe when they got there. That's when it became Europe. When they got there, we were already there. Just like we were the Moors you were just talking about. Yeah, they were kings and they were running Europe. Then they came over and did the same thing there that they did here and turned it into Europe. That's the time difference in there.
Yeah.
So uh my point is everything life has repeated itself just in different regions and everything. So what happened here with us here, it had already happened there. The ones that came over here and conquered this was on the run from over there.
Yeah.
They were straight up fugitives. That's the red coats and all of them following them over him. They were fugitives. They trying to get the hell out of there. They rode over here once.
And if you want to dispute it, it's in your history books.
Exactly.
And all four of us been taught that. So go ahead, Keith.
Yeah, so they've glamorized all of that stuff. And the thing that frustrates me, I'm kind of all over the place, is that our people have forgotten, or a lot of people like me up to a point didn't know. They didn't know how strong, how beautiful our people were, the strength. We've supported the entire planet. Everywhere we go, and we establish it and get our law and order set up, and everything is flourishing. Here they come. Hey, they doing pretty good over here. Check this out. Next thing you know, the cruise lines started rolling. Everybody coming in. So I got my little thing. I say, like this wall thing they talking about down in the southern border of the United States. And somebody looked at me really offended. What you think about the wall? I said, it's too late for it. The wall should have been put up back in the 1400s. That wall should have been up centuries ago.
Oh, look. First of all, you're right, Keith. But the thing about it is, we took California, Nevada, New Mexico, the whole nine.
That's it.
I say we, the country of America, the United States. But go ahead, man.
Yeah, but it's the same people. Because before we were tribes, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And they were all getting along. They had alliances and everything. So it was a country, but we could go over into Nevada, New Mexico. We could do that because it was some understanding. They had boundaries. But then once the conquerors come in and did what they do, then they got the tribes against each other, and then it's the same thing. It just keeps repeating itself. Gotcha. So I guess that's kind of my overall. Okay. I threw a little rant in there too, but
oh, you ran it for a minute, but that's all right though.
Because
no, you didn't, man. You was on point, man.
No.
Yeah.
Like I said, it made sense. It had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, I just wanted to get an understanding how it kind of tied in the time frame. I mean,
I know you're resisting the Israelite shit, man. I know you want to throw it in there, but you saving it for a later date. I see it, though. I see it.
It's in, yeah. That's
I see it. All right, Jaquari, it's on you, brother.
All right. Well, the history is there to be researched, man. If you care to do so. So it ain't gonna change in 100 years. I mean, it's gonna be falsely reported, man, until you, as an individual, take it upon yourself to go and actually do the research. My thing is, once that research is solidified and everything, what's next for us? What's next for the continent of Africa? I mean, all these historical, wonders of the world, the pyramids, stuff like that. What's next for for us? Because we're a community that's separated, from the greater body, and we're trying to find an identity with them, and a lot of people I know, a lot of black people I talk to, they had the same attitude as KB had. I have no connection whatsoever to Africa. Whatever the case may be, I mean, we're, as I said before, we're people who come from great stock. So wherever we are on the face of the earth, we are kind of going to be at the forefront of whatever's happening, be it good or bad. What side do we pick? Because history has kind of boxed us into, like, being world innovators, responsible for shit that's still being used today. I mean, but can we talk about anything that we've contributed lately?
I mean,
outside of the shit that we get into on social media and entertainment, have we contributed anything to the sciences, to the arts?
But that's the thing, though. We are contributing, but it's not being told.
Mm-hmm. It's not being told because, I mean, we're kind of worried about what happened in the past.
Yeah, and the entertainment thing too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we get full off entertainment.
Yeah. I take no weight from the past. Our history is a beautiful thing, absolutely beautiful thing. It's diverse. It's sad. It's filled with triumphant moments, and I wouldn't give up my history as a black person, for anything, But how are those great events in history going to help to push us forward in the future?
Got you. I got you. Like I said, this is the second thing I'm gonna comment on today because it was interesting to me. Honestly, 2 episodes ago, you and I got into a debate, Corey, about the origination of the first man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you said he originated in China. That was always the line that was told, right?
Mm.
That's always the line. But as I explained to you, in the 90s, they said no, it was originated in Africa. And the way that Asians look now in South Africa, that's how they looked when they migrated to Asia. That's how they look, chinky-eyed, but darker skin. In some parts of China and Japan, darker skin Asians, right? The chinky eyes, I can't name the
you keep saying chinky eyes, man. That might be.
I'm sorry.
Please
I'm
don't
sorry.
say that.
Excuse me. I stand corrected. Shit. You know what? I tell you what. That is no, and I'm not making excuses because thank you guys, seriously, and I apologize if I was being offensive to any Asian folk out there. But the way the eyes was made, there, and it still is African community in South Africa that looks the same way. All right.
I've seen a picture of I think he was a Japanese baseball player, and he had an afro, and
I mean, you got to think about it. Think about the. I don't know if the country of India calls themselves Indians, but think about the majority of the caste, because India is a caste system. And the majority of the folks in India are brown skin to dark skin. They're in the lower caste, right? But that's what it is. So my point, this is what I ask, and it's rhetorical. What if the four of us, when it came to history, was made known of this, the origin of man, the innovation that came out of the continent, the education that came out of the continent. We, me, you, and Jaquari, Damon, were lucky because we had the parents that we had.
We was raised on that shit.
When it came to Timbuktu, where the first university ever was formed, where people from across the world came there to study. Do you not understand when it comes to Greek mythology, which is hilarious to me, was taken from the studies of those scholars in Timbuktu? One example I'm going to give you is the Amazons. Recently, we've been hearing about the Amazons of the Black continent. We've been hearing about it, right? But people indirectly ignore the fact that, the Greeks, because the Greeks did not come in and conquer Timbuktu and take the knowledge. They came in and studied. Socrates, Aristotle, all these, they studied, and their teachers studied in Africa. What the Greeks did was, and I'm talking about lesser scholars now, they created their own system based on what they took, where their scholars took from the continent. So this is where Zeus and all his minions came from, where the Amazons came from. Research it. I'm not just blowing smoke. I'm not guessing. Just pay attention to it. That's all I'm saying to you. But what if we was privy to that information as children? Wouldn't we be greater men? We're great men now. But wouldn't we be greater men is my question. But look, we're going on 2. So, Damon, we let you bring us on home. Keith, we're going to go with you. Give us your thoughts. Bring this episode to an end. Jaquari, then you, and then you, Damon.
Okay. Based off what you were just talking about was that's true. The thing that frustrates that's frustrating me is that we don't the big secret, the big thing that the world doesn't want people to realize is who we are. We are the key. We're the key to all of it. If as long as we don't think we belong somewhere, or we are confused about where we belong, then, and there's some division between us, the world keeps doing what it does. Because when we come together, everything changes. Financially, we trendsetters. We don't care what we do, even if it's dumb stuff. We trendsetters. They're designing shoes, stupid looking shoes for us. Anything to keep us distracted or whatever, not to come together.
Talking about Trump shoes, bro.
Yeah. Always keep us distracted.
Oh my God.
Keep us distracted. Keep us let a few of us get up there and shine, and that's like our hero. And we're like, yeah, he's doing it, she's doing it. Then they tear him down. Oh yeah, he ain't running. Let me show you my power, who I am. I'm gonna tear this cat down right in front of you. So it's a revolving door. So it frustrates me because and it's hurtful to me when our people don't realize how great we are. And then when I tell it to you, we almost in a damn fist fight. I'm telling you how great you are, and you defending it, telling me how much of a nigga we both are.
True
So,
that. True that.
and we about to get in a fight. And it's confusing to me.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm really I'm confused about the whole thing. It's always from a child. I've always been complex about it because I look and I'm like, man, my people, they some great people. They X, Y, and Z, and then they show me something and destroy the whole thing. I have to go back and rebuild my whole.
That's a damn shame too, man.
Yeah, I have to go back and rebuild my whole thing. So that's y'all don't know this podcast. I was going to that. I was gonna roll that in there. Is great edification for me because y'all hit on stuff, and then I see it when I look at you, and I have conversations. Because you always, no matter how far left or right you go, that part never wavers. You know who you are. You're proud of who you are, and you speak it. I'm a black man. I'm proud of it. I'm proud of the scars, the negativity stuff you see, all of that. That's part of the package. I am who I am. We are who we are. I'm proud of us. That's a big deal to me. Because everybody don't do that. So
damn, KB, that was profound, man. You know what I'm saying? You make a brother think.
That's the thing that comes from this podcast that's needed in our community, man. So y'all keep doing that thing. I tie that in too, just to wrap up how I felt about everything.
No doubt. No doubt.
Hopefully I answered the question in this Zoom.
Yeah, you did. You did. Jaquari, bring it on home, my guy.
Hey, man, you cats have been heavy. Damon, hey, man. Hell of a points, brother. Hell of a points. KB, always, man. Always, cowboy logic, baby. straight to the point. Ain't no fuck around in you, man.
Oh, thank you.
At all. Kibo, hey, man. Good questions. I had a hell of a time, fellas. Hell of a time.
Yes, sir.
Like, share, and subscribe us, man, and help feed this monster we turning into.
And we are turning into a monster. Look, this is Strong Perspective Podcast. Make sure you go to our YouTube channel. Come on, build our numbers up, man. Look, our goal is 1,000. We only at 129. Talk to us, baby. Talk to us. Take us where we need to be. You know why? Because we're reaching you, but we want to reach other people like you. You understand what I'm saying? Because what we believe in conversation. We believe in releasing how you feel about the world because it gets hitting all the time. When you see us on the screen, and when I say us, our community, what people want is to be entertained, even within our own community. Want to be entertained. Sometimes it's just good to talk. Sometimes it's just good to get it off your chest. Throw that shit up. Feel me? I had a good time. Whole bunch of laughs. KJ, all love to you, brother. For real. Keith, thank you, man. You and KJ, this just as much as you as it is us. You feel what I'm saying? And Big Bill, same thing, brother. Jaquari, Fluke, yo, you outdid yourself. You outdo yourselves every show. I'm like, you outdo yourself every show. This is why I always want to come back, because people ask me about it, and I tell them I have a ball. I have a ball. I'm Keith Armstrong. Go like, share, and subscribe.
Keith.
Go ahead, brother.
Damon need to go.
No, man. Y'all gave me a lot to think about, man. I appreciate the fact, man, that y'all allow me this platform to speak my mind and say what's in my heart. And I feel good knowing that we all have, even though we might disagree with each other, we came to the same point, and that's respect, man, for each other.
No doubt. Any last words, gentlemen, before we go?
Peace.
No, that's good.
It's a Strong Perspective Podcast. Strong Perspective Podcast. We out of here. Peace.
Peace.